This is the Songwriter Connection, the award-winning elite music podcast of the year, connecting the songs and the people who write them. Welcome, songwriters, friends of the song, and fans of great music. Pull up a chair around the dining room table. From his home in Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, songwriter and storyteller, Dave Linehan.
Hey, thank you for joining us once again on the Songwriter Connection podcast. A new connection to make today. We're very excited about it. Here we are in the middle of April already. Hope you made that okay on your taxes if you're here in the United States. I'm praying that I did. I don't really know as of yet because we record this in advance, but a lot of really cool things happening in April. For instance, we're all excited about the Key West Songwriter Festival, and my guest today is also going to be there, and that's always a blast, so we're looking forward to that. So let's talk about, we've got a guest joining us here who is a singer-songwriter, and her fans know her as the Coastal Cowgirl, and now I've got a hat that says Coastal Cowgirl. She's a singer-songwriter bringing a mix of classic, country spirit, heartfelt storytelling, and songs that just connect with people everywhere. We're really happy to have her. Coastal Cowgirl, because you're from LA, right?
I'm actually, yes, I live in LA.
But born in Canada.
I was born in Canada, yeah.
Yeah.
Canadian girl.
Kimberly Dawn. Where in Canada, Kimberly?
Alberta.
Alberta.
So right above Montana.
Wow. Now, I have a friend who's north from that.
Oh, wow.
Kari Phillips, who's a great songwriter. We've got a single out there right now called Wildflowers.
I love it.
And then you came to LA.
Yeah, huh? I came to LA.
Now, did you grow up in Canada?
I did. Born and raised in Canada. Grew up on a farm. My dad's a farmer, beet farmer.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up working the farm, driving John Deere's. Yeah. Working the fields.
You even got a song called Deere John.
I do. And it's spelled just like that. Yeah.
Maybe we'll hear that later on.
I know.
Yeah. What brought you to LA?
I actually came out to pursue music.
Did you? And
also acting.
And acting?
Yeah.
So you do some acting?
I did. Music's really my passion.
Is
you
it?
know, it's funny because you get to a point where you're like, what is it that I really love?
Yep.
And it was like I got to the point where it's like, yeah, acting was fun, but this creative side of me with music was really
the draw.
Yeah, that's been the draw for me.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying no, I wouldn't do acting again if the right role came up. Taylor Sheridan, if you're listening.
Not too long ago, we had Olivia Harms, who played a little house party, and he was there, and then later chose her to perform on his show, The Road.
Yes.
Yeah, so
that's
Olivia's
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
She's from California, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just done a few weeks back here on the podcast.
Okay, love that.
So, yeah.
So I mean, and so music's really been my passion.
Yes. When did you start singing and playing and writing?
You know what? As a little girl, I used to write poems.
Yeah.
And I started writing songs probably when I was like 10, 12 years old.
No kidding.
Which is funny because my mom found a lot of that. And she's like, I found these songs that you wrote. And I would just like listen to songs on the radio. And then I'm like, I'm going to write a song. And I just started doing it.
Oh, cool.
But I would say professionally really doing it probably like 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're an old hand at it now. Then you're doing
well, I'm trying.
Yeah.
You know, it's all. You know, I still feel like I'm learning.
When was the first trip to Nashville?
Almost 10 years ago.
Wow. So
yeah.
You're coming down consistently.
Yes.
And they call it a 10-year town, so you're right on that.
They do. I'm right there. You
right
guys.
There, and you're doing exciting things. As we record this last night, you played at NZ Blue here in town.
I did.
It's a really good songwriter night, huh?
It was a great night. And honestly, even the night before, I played over at the Distillery. So I've been playing. I play a lot in Nashville.
Yeah.
But last night's show was great. And NZ Blue's such a great, cool venue. So people who are living in Nashville or if you're coming to Nashville, check that place out because it really is a really cool venue. And the sound is good.
Yeah. Well, that's important.
Yeah.
Because there are places where it's not. So.
Yes, we know that. Yes.
So it went great, huh?
It went great. It was great. I mean, we're going to play a song later, and that it really was an emotional song.
Yeah.
That really brought people to tears.
Really.
And
share that with
for
us.
me, with music, I think what drew me to music is growing up. I mean, I grew up on a farm. Mm-hmm. So my connection I didn't grow up in the city. So, my next door neighbors were probably 3 miles away. Wow. So music was just kind of my escape.
Yeah.
I just, that was my escape. And so for me, music helped me through so much in my life, and so that's why I write. That's why I, put music out there, is because I want to do what music's done for me to do for other people. So last night was kind of, and I have Jesse here with me. He's going to be playing.
Hi, Jesse.
Hello.
And you witnessed that to see, and that's what you want to do. You want to touch people with your songs, whether they're in a bad mood and puts them in a good mood, or maybe they're just feeling a certain way and that specific song comes and they're like, wow, I needed to hear that today.
I need to hear that right now. I call that payday when I get that kind of
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool when you get to touch somebody. And they come up and they let you know and they thank you. That's payday.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what's your latest single out right now?
My latest single is called Quitting on You.
Quitting on You. That's the latest one. Okay.
And I wrote that with an amazing songwriter right here, an artist too, but his name's Michael Warren.
Okay.
And we wrote that, probably a year and a half ago. So you see how long it takes. I mean, you know it.
Yeah.
You can write a song in 5 years ago, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm going to cut that song.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And it's a weird situation. I haven't been doing the artist thing very long, but I had all these songs. I thought, what the heck, we'll do it. But usually by the time they come out, you're sick of them already.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you played it so many times.
Yeah.
And you go, wow, I got so many other ones now that are better than that.
Yeah.
Know? But just, that's the way time is.
Yeah.
It happens that way. So, can you play us that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the story behind it, if you could.
You know what, honestly, it was my first write with Michael, and we just kind of went in a room, as you know, as songwriters, just kind of throwing out ideas. And ironically, we both had the same kind of idea of what to write about, two people that just can't be together, but, and then somebody just, you're not able to let go of that person, and you're trying to find a way. Right. How can I not think about you? How can that memory go away? And that's kind of where this song came from.
Sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. Jesse on guitar here.
Them Marlboro Reds, I quit 'em cold turkey. Jack and Cokes don't make me thirsty. Quit neon lights and bar stool nights. If you let me tell the story, I've been doing fine. I've been trying to close those doors. That ain't me no more. But I've never been good at quitting on you. No matter what I try, I can't cut you loose. You're the one addiction I can't seem to shake. The one bad habit I could never break. Through the ups and the downs, lost in the founds, I lie, but me and God know the truth. When it comes down to love, I'm a hopeless fool. I ain't never been good at quitting on you. Quitting on you. I told myself that I've moved on, but I'm still sitting here holding on. And I can't stop staring at my phone, wishing baby you come back home. Every time I hear that song, wonder where it all went wrong. 'Cause I've never been good at quitting on you. No matter what I try, I can't cut you loose. You're the one addiction I can't seem to shake. The one bad habit I could never break. Through the ups and the downs, lost in the founds, I lie, but me and God know the truth. When it comes down to love, I'm a hopeless fool. I ain't never been good at quitting on you. Quitting on you. Every time I hear that song, I wonder where it all went wrong. I ain't never been good at quitting on you. No matter what I try, I can't cut you loose. You're the one addiction I can't seem to shake. The one bad habit I could never break. Through the ups and the downs, lost in the founds, I lie, but me and God know the truth. When it comes down to love, I'm a hopeless fool. I ain't never been good at quitting on you. Quitting on you. Quitting on you. Do you like that one?
Who wants to be a quitter, right?
That's right.
It's great. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Thank you.
That's great. Yeah. And the things that happen in the writer's room, that's what we like to hear about on this podcast for sure. Now, when you were little and you were writing all those songs, who were you listening to? What were some of the influences in your career?
So growing up, you know, I feel like I listened to a lot of what my mom liked. Yeah. So I grew up on Elvis Presley,
well, there you go.
Paul Anka.
You did a duet with him.
I did, actually. Isn't that full circle?
Is that amazing?
So funny.
Will you tell us that story?
Yeah. So, so I also live in Los Angeles, and Paul Anka doesn't live too far from me.
Okay.
So ironically, our boys met each other in school.
No kidding.
And kind of connected and became friends.
Wow.
And then I met Paul, and he found out I sing too. Anyway, during the pandemic is when Paul had reached out to me, and he was putting together an album. And he said, I have a song for you that I think you would sound really great on, and I want to send it to you. I was like, send it.
Yeah.
So he sent it to me, and I was like, I love it. So I went in the studio, I recorded it. And ironically, I did not know this, but Dolly Parton had did the exact same song probably, 10 years before.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What was the song called?
Oh gosh, my brain.
Mine too today. We're recording this on a Thursday, the day before Friday the 13th. So, yeah.
I'll tell you.
Is it My Way?
No, I wish.
Puppy Love? Certainly it wasn't Having Your Baby.
That would have been a good one.
That would have been hilarious.
Puppy Love.
Puppy Love.
No. See, you do so many songs, you guys, and you forget.
I know. That's what happens.
Do I Love You? You should know by now.
You should know by now.
Yeah.
Don't even ask. Well, that's good. We'll have to listen to that. It's got to be out there somewhere.
It is. It's out everywhere. He put a whole duet session out there. Great. And so it's on Spotify, Apple. You guys can find it.
Wherever you find it.
Yeah, wherever you stream.
Did he write it? Or
he wrote it. And he brought me on.
That's awesome.
So,
wow, that's really something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
Well, you and I share the same publicist, and she was telling me you were in the studio all day yesterday. You working on new music?
I am. I have a fun little song that I'm doing. So a couple of my girlfriends here in Nashville, and they're their own artists as well, Megan Barker and Lockwood Barr.
That's not the first time their names have come up on this podcast.
I believe
they're
it.
Very, very good.
Yes, they're very good.
And they're also going to be at the Key West Summer.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So we were going to be playing some shows in California.
Oh, cool.
And one of the shows we were doing was Hotel Cafe, which is a very iconic place to play. And so we wanted to write a song. We thought, we're going to be touring together, doing stuff together. Let's write a song. So we wrote a song. And so we played it for the first time last August in California. And everybody loved the song. And everyone's, when is that going to be out? So we finally went to the studio yesterday. We tracked vocals. And we're actually going in today, after the podcast, to actually do the final vocals.
That sounds great.
Yeah, we're excited. Good. It's a fun song.
Is that something you can share with us here?
No.
No, not yet.
Not yet. I have to be, I promise,
eventually it'll be out there.
It will be.
And you will tell me.
But I will tell you what it's called.
Okay.
It's called Three Girls Walk Into a Bar.
No joke. Is there a punchline or two?
It's going to be funny. Just put it that way.
I can't wait. Now my interest is very much piqued.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna finish that up today. So
I also see that you're a Country Music Association voting member and Academy of Country Music.
Yeah.
And also the Recording Academy.
Yes.
Those are the guys that hand out the gold records and platinum records and all
yes.
that stuff. So tell me about that. I mean, wow. I mean, that's an honor, right? Not everybody can be. No,
listen, for the Recording Academy, I wanted to do that for years. I was like, how do I join the Recording Academy?
Yeah.
So let me tell you, a wonderful woman here in town by the way of Leslie Fram, she was like, I will be one. You have to get letters of recommendation from people.
Yeah, you do.
And she was one of my recommendations. She offered to do it. I was like, really? And she's like, absolutely. And so I'm so honored to be part of that because, you get to vote on everything, you guys.
Don't you? Yeah.
And really take your time. Like I take my time and I actually, I want to hear the music. Some of it I haven't even heard before. And you're like, wow, how have I not heard this maybe on radio?
Yeah.
but they're in there and they're up for a nomination for something, a Grammy for some sort. And there's really great stuff out there. I love supporting.
Who are you pulling for these days? Some of the artists that you really dig.
I love Emily Ann Roberts.
Emily Ann Roberts.
Yeah. You guys got to check her out. She's awesome.
Yes,
She's amazing. I love Ella. I listen to a lot of Ella stuff. But I've been a fan of Ella's for a long time. So it's nice to see where she's at.
Wouldn't be surprised if up for Entertainer of the Year this year.
Yeah, she's amazing, and her songwriting. I've always loved her songwriting too.
Me too. Just amazing.
And Lainey, I've been a fan of Lainey's for a long time too, even before people even knew who she was, and I was like,
me too. Yeah.
So
she's amazing.
So again, I'm so happy to see all the good stuff with her.
Yeah, me too. Genuine country. Really? Yeah.
Very much.
And there's so much of the pop country today, but those girls are staying true to their roots, and I do love that. Yeah.
And I love that sound, so that's probably why.
Yeah. And you do love that sound. Your music is reflecting of that, true country sound, isn't it? But a little modern, too. You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Listen, I grew up on 90s country. So that's really where I love that 90s country sound. I still do.
I do, too.
And I feel like it's somewhat coming back a little bit. But it's like, that's what pulled me into country music, to be honest with you.
Well, when you hear artists like Ella and Zach Top.
Zach Top is actually one of my favorites right now.
Yeah.
Again, another amazing songwriter.
Yeah, absolutely. So you put yourself right in that same kind of vein, don't you?
I think so, yeah.
Good. That's where you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's where it's going to again.
For me, it's all about storytelling. I love to tell a story.
Right.
So that's why, with country music and the artists that I even mentioned, they tell stories.
They do.
And I think that's when you can tell a story so well that you're actually, for me, it's like when I'm thinking of a song, a video's playing in my mind or a movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking, how is this going to take place? And if someone's listening to the song and that vision is coming to them, then I did what I wanted to do. Wow. And that's a really good storyteller, to be able to say it in a way that's different, but people are seeing like a movie running in their mind.
Absolutely. And of course, you get a lot of that here in Nashville.
Oh gosh,
storytelling type of songwriting. Did you notice the difference between when you came to LA, from LA to Nashville? Did you notice a difference between the songs and the styles?
Oh gosh, yeah. But even when I was writing in LA, so I was doing more pop before, but pop wasn't really. It didn't feel like my niche. Like I knew I wanted to do country music, but there wasn't a lot of those producers and people in LA. I mean, it's probably more now, but all my songs still were kind of storytelling. Like I feel like when I go back, I'm like, actually my pop songs could be a country song. I could totally convert them to that.
You really could. In the mix, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Some different instruments and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of that, I think, I've always talked about on this show about hating genres. And the reason why I hate them, I mean, there's a reason why we have genres,
Right.
There's different radio formats, and we all chase the radio hits because they're paying the royalties still,
right?
The majority of the royalties. But I think the more popular artists today, and it's just my opinion, are the ones that are true to themselves, and and span the genres, and make their own length, their own genre.
Right.
And it seems like you're doing that same thing.
I think it's important. I think right now there is no right or wrong way to do music, to be honest with you.
I agree with you.
I think that you have to just, I hear someone, I can have so many people in my ear say, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Nobody knows.
Nobody does.
They really don't. So it's like, if you're true to yourself, that's going to resonate with people. Yeah. People want, that they want to feel that connection.
I agree. They do.
And so if someone can connect to you with the way that you're making your own music, then that's what's working, and that's what you should, stick with.
And it starts with the connection you make in that writing room, huh?
Yes, absolutely, 1,000%. Because listen, we've all been in writing rooms where you're like, it's like pulling your nails to try to figure out a song or write something, right?
We call that co-staring.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had that, and so it's like if you can make magic in the songwriting room, and with anyone. I mean, I know it's hard because sometimes you're in a room and it's like, oh, well, you might have someone that's a little more difficult and you're throwing out all these ideas and they're just not connecting with them.
Yeah.
But once you do, it's magical. Like I've said,
it is.
There's been a few songs that I've written and they've come out like within an hour. And it's like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
it's magical.
Yeah, it really is. When you get on a roll like that, it doesn't happen all the time.
No, it really doesn't. It doesn't. But when it does, I'm so grateful.
You treasure it.
Yeah.
Right? And usually that's a song that's just sticks in your head.
Yes.
Great song. Yeah.
Yes.
So I see you've been working a little bit with a guy who was very close to Dolly Parton. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Kent Wells has been amazing. I've been working with him for quite a few years. He's so good. He's really helped me with my sound too. He knows what I'm going for, and he's just really been able to stick with that. You know, like he's not trying to change me. He's not trying to he takes the good and he's like, okay, let's work with this. And if there's anything we need to change, he's the first person. I trust him too.
See, that's
so I think it's all,
producer,
I think it's all about trust. Like I brought songs to him. He's like, yeah, I don't think this one's that strong. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, then let's not cut it. You know, it's like, I want to cut the songs that you feel are the strongest. And just because it's not the strongest doesn't mean I can't go back and work on it. Right. Maybe make it stronger. But I want someone who's going to be honest and be like, you know what? Yeah. This is really strong. It's strong. You know, if you're going to pick 5 songs, these are the 5 strong songs.
Right. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
And you may have to send him 15 or so.
Oh gosh. I've sent him like 50. And then it's like, okay, can we pick from, Yeah.
Jill is helping me with that right now. I need about 3-4 more songs to record before I can release my album. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yeah. So you've got a good producer to help you change.
Yeah. And listen, he works with Dolly. So
works with Dolly. Yeah. That's fantastic.
You know?
Yeah. So how'd you come across him?
You know, I got introduced to Kent, probably back in like 2021 is when I met him. And, I can tell the story because I think it's funny. So when he first met me, I think he thought I was just some girl coming in from California. Oh, another one that's just trying to, you know, until he realized what my story was, which I'm not really from LA. I'm from Canada, and I grew up on a farm, and my father's a farmer, and I grew up, you know, he's like, oh yeah, you're country. I'm like, yeah, I'm country. You know, I'm not, and you know, and I work hard. You know, I didn't come to Nashville and just be like, I want something handed to me. Yeah. I work very hard, and you know, I grew up that way. I mean, I grew up, my mom was a school teacher, my dad was a farmer, you know, and hard work was very much instilled in us when we were little. I mean, I'm one of 8 kids. So, you know, 8 kids. Yeah, one of 8.
Where are you in there?
Third. Yeah.
From the bottom or top?
From the top. Third oldest, yeah. And funny enough, it was 5 girls and then 3 boys. And so my dad kept going until he had some boys. But guess who worked that farm? The girls. Yeah.
What's called him Rhett Akins? Thomas Rhett.
Yeah.
His dad was Rhett Akins. He just had hit the fifth child.
I know he did.
It's finally a boy for him. So congratulations.
I know. I saw that. I'm like, good for him. He got a boy.
Really,
yeah.
Really is. So going back to storytelling and your love for that, can you share a song that you think really demonstrates that and tell us the story behind the story?
I will. So this next song, it's called Might Be a God Thing. And this song, I sung this last night. It is not released yet. It's going to be coming out.
Is it the one you were hinting about before?
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Good.
And this song, I actually wrote this with Megan Barker and Albert Knabel. And
I know him too. I've written with him.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, he's amazing.
Good guy.
And, you know, we all kind of were talking about this, you know, how many times you say, oh, that was a God thing. Yeah. And I want to say, I think it might have even been Elmer that had like the idea, and it just kind of wrote itself. It was such a beautiful moment to, and we've all written some great songs together. Actually, Megan put out a song last year called Cowboy's Church that the 3 of us wrote. So beautiful song. But this song is just, well, I can't wait to play it for you because you'll understand what I'm saying. But I think it has such a beautiful message, and it just reminds us, you know, things don't always go the way we want it to go. And you got to trust in that instead of being upset with it. Yeah. Just know there's a reason for everything. And it's like God's hands in everything that we do. I truly believe that.
Well, I can't wait to hear. My mom always used to say that. Everything always works out for the best.
Yeah.
God's will be done, she would say.
Oh, I love it.
There you go. Let's hear it.
Got a nail in my tire, had to pull off the interstate. I almost missed that mountain view, 'cause I was running late. You know, it was the first day of spring. Might have been a God thing. And I was mad as hell when I didn't get that job. I decided then and there I was gonna be my own boss. CEO has such a nice ring. Might have been a God thing. You can call it fate, call it coincidence. We're all talking about the same thing. Who knows what it is? I've learned to stop and smell a rose, 'cause only heaven knows the good, the bad, the blessings in between. Might be a God thing. I was nursing a broken heart the night that I met you. 2 drinks and slow dancing. Neither of us knew it would be a lifelong fling. Might have been a God thing. 'Cause you can call it fate, call it coincidence. We're all talking about the same thing. Who knows what it is? I've learned to stop and smell a rose, 'cause only heaven knows the good, the bad, the blessings in between. Might be a God thing. You can call it fate, call it coincidence. We're all talking about the same thing. Who knows what it is? I've learned to stop and smell a rose, 'cause only heaven knows the good, the bad, the blessings in between. Doctor said we got there just in time. I think Dad might have held on so we could say goodbye, and then he got his angel wings. And I know it was a God thing.
Oh my. You know, there's more than one story in that song. Mm-hmm. I had a really good songwriter that gave me advice before. He said, if you can make a hook pay off 3 different ways in a song, you got a hit there. Absolutely. And I think you did it 4 times. If I was.
Thank you. Wow.
And the last one, I have to tell you, really hits me hard. Last February, I lost my mom, and it was the same kind of thing. So she waited. My father called me on a Friday, and he said, "I think you better come on home." And I said, "Well, I'm back, and I'm coming. We'll leave first thing." He goes, "No, you can't." I go, "Yes, I can." Yeah. He goes, "No, you have a show that streams, and we want to watch it. So you're going to do that show Saturday night. You're going to come here first thing Sunday." And I go, "What?" So I did. And he never misses a stream. He lives up in Ohio.
Wow.
And we drove. About the time we got to Cincinnati, I get a text from my sister-in-law. It says, "Don't stop." And we got there.
Wow, I have goosebumps, by the way, that you're saying that.
And she waited. I believe she waited.
Yeah.
Within 20 minutes, she was gone, but I got to say goodbye.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear your loss.
That song hit me right there in the heart, So, great story.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. I'm going to catch my breath. Be right back.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Songwriter Connection with Dave Linehan. Find us on Facebook and YouTube at the Songwriter Connection Podcast. And find Dave at thedaveconnection.com. Now back to the show with your host, Dave Linehan.
Well, thank you for waiting through the commercials. We appreciate that. If you're listening on YouTube, and although we're not a video podcast, as I say every week, it really helps if you like and subscribe. Okay, we do pretty well on YouTube as well. So, and that's thanks to you. And also, I always like to remind you about the Spotify playlist. There's a playlist out there called Spotify. On Spotify, it's called the Songwriter Connection, The Songs. And every Wednesday that we publish, which is every Wednesday, whoever the songwriter or the artist is, we put a couple of their songs up there so you can listen. We've had some amazing songwriters on this show, and I thank them all. And today is no exception. We've got Kimberly Dawn with us, who spends her time between L.A. and Nashville and is doing some amazing things, sharing some great stories. I read that you are the ambassador for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Mm-hmm. And I know there's got to be a story there, and I want to hear about the work you do with them.
So back in 2020, they had reached out to me about getting involved with them, and they do so much. Now I'm going to share a little story. So I am sober. I don't drink, and I've been sober for probably 20 years now.
Good job.
And I wrote a song actually with a man by the name of Jeff Cohen, who's an amazing songwriter here in Nashville. And the song was called The Bottle. And it really talked about, my struggle with alcohol. And I didn't really talk about it. So it was really, and when I released that song, I had to decide, okay, if I'm releasing this song, that's going to be out there. My parents didn't know to the extent of anything with me drinking. Mm-hmm. And so I remember calling my sister and saying, you know what? I'm going to release this song. I feel like it's going to help a lot of people who are struggling. But I need to tell mom and dad, about this. And so before the song came out, I said, listen, I just want you to know this was life. And I started drinking. The first time I drank, I was 12 years old.
Really?
Yeah. And it just had a pull on me. And I was throughout high school, I would sneak alcohol to school. And my mom, and I felt really bad because my mom, I don't want to get emotional, but
no.
She said, I feel so bad, I didn't know. I'm like, but you wouldn't have known. I was good at hiding it. And alcohol became my vice for dealing with problems or anything I was going through.
Yeah. Were you going through a lot?
You know what? I think living in a small town, what do you do in a small town? You drink, and it just, for me, alcohol is not good for my chemistry. It's something that, some people can drink and they're fine. That wasn't me. So I would drink and black out, it's not, So
started to realize it was a problem, huh?
I did. And so writing this song was very therapeutic for me to write it, but I also wanted my parents to know, listen, this is something that I dealt with and it's in my past. And I think that's why I never talked about it, but I have kids and they are aware of it. And I said, listen, it runs in the family. So you need to understand. Be careful. Yeah. So I think that's, as a songwriter and even as an artist, when you're putting out something so vulnerable, it's like you're going to have people comment. You're going to have people now knowing that. And it's like, do I want everyone to know this? But you know what? I'm okay with it. So, so that's kind of...
You share your story, and so many other times the people listening have experienced that story, and I think it makes them stronger too.
Yeah, that's how I got involved though with NAMI. It was because mental health and talking about my story, and that was the first time I actually really talked about it and shared it. Was in like 2021.
Shout out. They're called what again?
NAMI.
NAMI. What stands for?
National Alliance of Mental Illness.
Mental illness.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But it's like they
everywhere.
Yeah, there's chapters everywhere. But this is the thing. It's not just it's mental health in general. So it's not just, someone could be struggling with depression. You could be struggling with an addiction with something.
And sometimes it leads to that depression.
Yes, it's so many different things when you think of mental health. And I think sometimes people think, oh, well, you have to have be bipolar or no, it's more than that. And I think the world has opened up, and I'm really passionate about it because, when I'm hearing young kids taking their lives, things that have, seeing something on social media and they're being bullied or, it really breaks my heart. And, so I'm so proud of NAMI for what they do because they really have stepped up they want to make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's good. I'm glad there's an organization like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that the social media today, does it make that problem worse?
Yes, because I think what's happening is everyone is looking at it and comparing themselves to other people.
Yeah.
And, some child that is living in, I say middle America somewhere, maybe a really small town, and they're on Instagram and they're seeing a 12-year-old the same age as them, and they're doing all this fun stuff, and they're sitting there like me on a farm somewhere, and they're like, I can't do that. I think it does bring a lot, because even that 12-year-old child that's watching someone else who thinks that their life is better, they're seeing a picture of something. They don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Yeah. They really don't know what's happening in that child's life. Instagram, even I think TikTok at times, people want to just show the best, and that's not always what it is. I think it's important for people to realize that if you're listening, just know nobody's life is perfect. Everybody is going to have struggles. Everybody has them. Nobody is on this earth that is going through life and everything's perfect, rainbows and butterflies every single day.
It does have a way of glamorizing things.
It does.
It does, yeah. And it's such a part of your life today. And there's days where I go, well, you know what? I'm just going to quit cold turkey. I'm not doing any more Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. But you really can't do that today, especially if you're an artist, huh?
No, you have to.
You have to. But you just have to go. You have to understand, like you just said, it's not always pie in the sky, rosy stuff.
No, and you can't compare yourself to everybody else.
Very
so,
important.
in this business, there are so many artists I see out there, and I'm like, wow, they're doing amazing things.
Yeah.
But I'm Kimberly Dawn. I'm not Lainey Wilson, and I'm not Ella Langley. It's like,
and there's already an Ella Langley, and there's already Ella Langley,
so it's
there's not a you.
There isn't, and so it's like reminding myself, it's okay. Like they're doing all these great things, and by the way, I'm such a champion for women. I'm like, good. There's enough space for all of us, and that's how I truly do feel. But I have to remind myself, it's okay.
Yep.
I'm kind of doing it all. It's like I don't have this big team that's doing it all, and that's okay. I'll just keep being me and keep doing my thing, and not comparing myself. And I'm not saying I don't, because I'm human. Yeah. We all compare ourselves to people.
Right.
But it's stepping back and being like, whoa. Take a break, Kim. And sometimes, you know what? Take a break from social media. If you have to step back from it, I do. If I'm like, you know what? This is too much right now. I just need to take a break.
Yep.
Take a break.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And there are certain people that are just like, content. Everything is content. I need content. Oh, this is content. Here's my phone. And we're addicted to our phones.
Yeah.
And, it's never ending cycle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. And it's a very good conversation. Segueing to the next thing that you mentioned, as an independent artist, you really do it all, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about a typical day. What are you doing? You're booking shows. You're doing everything.
I am. I'm my own booker. I'm, putting my content out there. I'm booking writing sessions, going in the studio. I mean, all of that is,
takes work.
It takes work, and it's a lot of scheduling. And a lot of it, I'm going to be honest, the social media aspect for it's a lot of work. It's like a full-time job.
Mm-hmm. It is just that.
Organizing a calendar on what you're putting out. Mm-hmm. And then if you're in the middle of releasing music, you're having to make sure, okay, you have to plan ahead. Okay, I need to have content way ahead before this song's even coming out. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then putting it out while you have your pre-saves up, so it's like a full-time job.
It is.
So, it's, booking everything that I'm doing. Yes, I'm kind of doing it on my own.
As far as content, do you do a little bit of get online and sing a little bit of the song?
I do. Yeah.
TikToks and things?
Yeah, I do.
Find that helps? Yeah.
I mean, listen, I just think you got to do it all. When people say, well, what social media do you? I'm like, I'm on everything.
Yeah.
It's Facebook, Instagram, it's YouTube, it's TikTok. You kind of have to do it all. I'm even on Substack now.
Are you?
Because Substack, I think, is great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I love to be able to just talk about things, talk about life, doing music, and also talk about my everyday life. Because, I'm an artist, I'm a songwriter, I'm also a mom. It's like I'm juggling a lot of different hats. I'm my own manager and social media,
Yeah.
So I think it's important to kind of just share that part of life so other people kind of say, okay,
Share that part of life. Kids, how many?
4.
4? 4 kids?
Yeah.
What are their names? How old?
Tyler, Jordan, Avery, and Camden. Oh, wow. And they're 26 all the way to 20.
Wow. You don't look old enough to have a child that age.
Oh, I was 12. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding, people.
I was 10. No. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really great.
So I've been juggling being a mom with music.
With all that music stuff, you got to be a mom too.
Yeah.
Wow. That's something. I admire you for that. Way to go.
And it's important to me. Family is everything to me. So I always wanted to be a mom. I'm a mom. So music kind of got put on the back burner for a little bit.
A while.
But, the kids have been watching me do it for a long time. I mean, it's been part of their lives as children.
And I imagine it helps you stay grounded too.
It does.
Yeah.
It does very much.
Well, we got to hear another song and another story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do Kentucky Kiss.
Yeah, so there's an interesting story behind that.
That song. So one of my favorite songs is Strawberry Wine, and I've said this for years, and I've always been like, wow.
You have strawberry hair, so
yes, I do.
Beautiful.
I do.
Yeah.
I've always been like, man, I want to write a song that's so nostalgic like that, but obviously Strawberry Wine is that song is a classic.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I'd be like, well, can't write about strawberry wine. Well, Lainey did a song about moonshine. Dan and Shay did something about tequila, did a song about tequila.
That's right.
But there really isn't anything about bourbon. And I kind of was researching. And
I've got one. Well, I'll share it with you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I saw a drink called a Kentucky Kiss.
Oh, that's actually a drink?
It's a drink.
I didn't know that. Why not? Of course.
And I was like,
Kentucky makes sense.
My gosh, Kentucky Kiss. And it's bourbon. And so I was like, so I brought it I kind of started writing it on my own a little bit. But I brought it into the writing room and I wrote it with Sarah Morey and Brittany Brody.
Oh, I know Brittany too. I played rounds with her.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's a wonderful girl.
So brought that idea and they both loved it and we made it. We created this amazing song that I think it's amazing, but I love it. I'm so proud of it because it's kind of my little nostalgic song.
That's great. Well, I can't wait to hear it. Here we go. Jesse on the guitar.
Summer I turned 18. It was you, me, and Springsteen. I remember sneaking out at night. You waited for me underneath the porch light, reminiscing on that August moon when I lost my innocence to you in the bed of your truck. We were love drunk. 'Cause I remember when that Kentucky sun set on the heat of your skin, burned into the back of my head. Wish I could just go back again, touching your lips, strawberry twist. Can't forget that sweet, sweet bliss. Oh, God, I miss that first Kentucky kiss. 'Cause every now and then, when Born to Run plays through the static, I turn it up. I wonder if you ever think of me and all of our carefree memories. 'Cause sometimes when I'm missing you, I'll have a strawberry twist with lemon juice, and it's bittersweet what it does to me. 'Cause oh, I remember when that Kentucky sun set on the heat of your skin, burned into the back of my head. Wish I could just go back again. Touching your lips, strawberry twist. Can't forget that sweet, sweet bliss. Oh, God, I miss that first Kentucky kiss. That first Kentucky kiss. You knew more about love than I ever did. You left me with that Kentucky kiss. Now I'm Kentucky blue. 'Cause oh, I remember when that Kentucky sun set on the heat of your skin, burned into the back of my head. Wish I could just go back again. Touching your lips, strawberry twist. Can't forget that sweet, sweet bliss. Oh, God, I miss that first Kentucky kiss. That first Kentucky kiss.
Awesome. There's always a lesson in the song on this show, and when you tell stories, it's so easy to just tell the story, and we always say, "Show me, don't tell me." And one of the ways that you can do that is through the senses. You talked about the taste of that Kentucky kiss, how it was bittersweet, and I imagine, I've never had one of those drinks, but I imagine is bittersweet taste, but also it applied to the story as well.
Yes.
So senses. Do you use senses when you write? Taste is a powerful one. It's just smells. Smells are so, they like a song. They can take you back in time.
Absolutely.
Bacon cooking in your grandma's kitchen. What is it? What are the smells that brought you to life? What are the tastes? What are things that can bring your song to life?
Well, listen, I think like in the kitchen when you're cooking in the skillet and those sounds and the smells of like the cornbread or, whatever it is that brings you back to maybe your childhood, maybe your teenage years, I think smells are very powerful. Right. And I have written with songs too, with some of my songs where it's like, and I learned that early on, the senses are really important.
Very important. Yep.
If you're talking about the way someone smells. Yeah. It could be smells like an ocean breeze. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But I'm just saying then, it could take you back. Oh, yeah. that reminds me of, this.
It takes you right back.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Let me ask you, what was the biggest lesson coming to Nashville, the Nashville songwriting rooms? What are the biggest lessons you learned? That was probably one of them, I would imagine.
Definitely, yes. But my good friend Jeff Cohen, and the one I just told you about that I wrote the bottle with, one of the things he said is when you...
By the way, I'm hoping you can do that song.
You know what?
You can't?
We did
put
not.
You on the spot. That on the list.
I know. We didn't even have that on the list.
Well, it's out there, though. We can listen.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
It's a great song.
But he said, when you're coming to Nashville, you need to be willing to learn.
Yep.
And, when you're going into a room, come in with ideas. Don't just walk in and just, but also don't act like a know-it-all.
Yeah,
be willing to know. Like when I came to Nashville almost 10 years ago, I just wanted to learn. I wanted to meet people. I wasn't trying to be like, come on, write with me. I want to get, it was like relationships. And I think that was the biggest lesson for me as I'm talking about all these different things.
I'm glad you mentioned
is building relationships.
It's all about
and it is all about relationships.
Networking. And who knows you? Not who you know, but who knows you.
Yeah. And not only that, when people know you and then they hear about you, if someone hears your name in town, what are they saying about you?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's really important because as far as I know, my reputation is nice and good. You know, but, you know, if someone meets me and say, oh, I've heard about you, so-and-so, and so nice, I'm like, oh, good. You know, it's like, it is about relationships.
It's about relationships. And you're right about going into a room and wanting to learn. You know what? Every right that I'm in, I swear I learned something.
Yeah.
Or I tried to take something. Because everybody's got their own style that works for them, you know. And I learn every time. Do you feel the same way? Yeah,
absolutely. And listen, I sometimes, if I've written with a brand new writer, really young writer, I used to say yes to every single one, but then obviously I can't say yes to everything because life gets busy. Yeah. But I've always had the philosophy that someone gave me a chance, so I want to give other people a chance.
Yeah, me too.
And so when I'm in the room and they're, you know, a brand new writer, I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to know, I always say, no idea is a bad idea. Nothing you say is dumb. Because they'll be like, oh, that was dumb. No, that was not dumb. There's no dumb ideas.
I can't tell how many of those dumb ideas turn into great songs or lines.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. But I want them to feel comfortable and confident because they're going to go in a room probably with someone that may not be as warm and welcoming always, you know, and you never know. But I'm always like, someone gave me a chance. I want to give you a chance.
Episode 100 of this podcast, I will never forget. It was with Kevin Griffin. Kevin was the lead singer and the guy that really helped found the band Better Than Ezra. Had a big hit in the 90s. And he had written this book. And one of the sayings that he said that still rings into my head today is your ego is not your amigo.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Put it away when you go into the writer's room.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Yeah. That is so good.
Ego is not your amigo. Kevin, if you're listening, I miss you, brother. We got to get you back on this. Talk about the Pilgrimage Fest or something. Well, my guest today has been Kimberly Dawn. She spends a lot of her time in Nashville and also L.A., born in Canada. And I want at least one more song before you leave. Can you share one more?
Yeah. Let's bring it up a little bit. Yeah. So this is still is one of my favorite songs to play. I actually wrote this song about Nashville before I even came to Nashville. Oh, okay. So it was like my way of like, I'm going to get there one day. I manifested it. I always say I manifested it with this song. So
I believe in that.
So here we go. This is also a crowd pleaser. Everyone loves this song.
Cool. You had them singing along.
I did have them singing along last night. Yeah. Hanes t-shirt, faded blue jeans. He took me right back like a teenage dream. 90 miles north from that Georgia clay, right back to that summer, turning up the place. All night on that Broadway strip, guitar case open with no dollar to tip. All lit up like them neon lights. In 18 years I never felt so high. When I think about Nashville, windows down on your Cadillac, I think about a sunset dripping down a summer sky, a sipping on a moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about landslide and how I build my life around you, I ain't afraid of change, and not a radio station, not a thing about my past about you. When I think about Nashville, I hope you think of me too. That's right.
Love it.
Down that golden road with Keith Urban, who wouldn't want to be me? That's for certain. Shotgun seat, the T-top off, sun-kissed skin, and we're out getting lost. 'Cause all night on that Broadway strip, guitar case open with no dollar to tip. All lit up like the neon lights. In 18 years I never felt so high. When I think about Nashville, windows down on your Cadillac, I think about a sunset dripping down a summer sky, a sipping on a moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about landslide and how I build my life around you. I ain't afraid of changing, not a radio station, not a thing about my past about you. When I think about Nashville, I hope you think of me too. Forever, always, the big and small ways you let me love you. When I think about Nashville, that's right. Windows down on your Cadillac, I think about a sunset dripping down a summer sky, a sipping on a moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about landslide and how I build my life around you, I ain't afraid of changing, not a radio station, not a thing about my past about you. When you think about Nashville, bet you think of me too. That's right. Bet you think of me too. Bet you think of me too.
Yeah, so good.
Thank you.
And again, you could have just said it was a beautiful sunset coming, but you said dripping down.
Yes.
And I mean, that's perfect. It's,
right.
Find new ways of saying things,
yes,
folks. And that I've never heard that before.
Oh, good.
Sunset dripping down. Powerful. Good job.
Thank
Where do we
you.
find you online? Tell us about your...
You can find me on all socials, official Kimberly Dawn. I'm on official, yes, in front of the word official Kimberly Dawn. I'm on Spotify, Apple. I'm on every streaming site you guys can imagine.
And you've got your own webpage, which is...
I do. It's
beautiful.
officialkimberlydawn.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Check her out. And thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
And you're awesome to talk to.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
Your story.
Thanks, Jesse, for being with us,
guitar
too.
Player. Appreciate you having.
My pleasure.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Right on, folks.
That's a wrap from the dining room table. Thanks for joining the conversation and chasing the music with us. From Nashville, Tennessee, this is the Songwriter Connection, the award-winning elite music podcast of the year, connecting the songs and the people who write them.